Tribute to a Dad and Fellow Blinded Veteran by Clyde Jackson. A photo of an older-looking gentleman standing outside what appears to be the front door of a home accompanies this feature. His look is an entirely serious one with eyes directed straight ahead. To his left, the black letters 1, 0, and then 3 have been mounted on a white-painted support column and moving vertically downward, indicating a house number. Attired in dark slacks and a lighter-colored shirt, the gentleman is holding a dark support cane in his right hand. His black cap is embroidered with the lettering World War II Veteran in yellow. Faint shadows from the sun on an adjacent bush are also part of the photo. The caption states, World War II blinded veteran James Wilson Jackson and father of longtime BVA member Clyde Jackson. The two constitute the only known father-son duo throughout the organization. Clyde's tribute begins with the following. Last August 7 marked the 97th birthday of World War II veteran James Wilson Jackson of the Richmond chapter of the Mid-Atlantic Regional Group. I have been told that he may not be BVA's oldest World War II veteran, but he is most certainly among them. I've also been told that we are the only known father-son duo of the organization. Ironically, I joined BVA 24 years before he did, but for the past 17 years, we have shared the same chapter and regional group activities. Shortly after his birthday this year, I was asked to share a little about this remarkable veteran of World War II via the BVA Bulletin with our BVA members throughout the country. I'm pleased to do that now with a focus on the events leading up to his military service. I am equally pleased that it will occur without the passing of any more time than what has already passed since his birthday, which, incidentally, is just 2 days before my birthday. Indeed, the two of us have this and much more in common, including, of course, our military service and vision loss. At age 13, James Wilson Jackson, the eldest son of what was eventually 15 children in the family, secured his first paying job, that of scrubbing floors for a penny an hour. He would soon join the ranks of newsboys selling papers on the streets of Richmond, Virginia. Being denied the opportunity to sell papers from the newsstands in the city's hotels and restaurants did not bother James. In fact, he sold his 1-cent papers for 3 cents to paying customers wherever his instincts and feet took him. The jingle of coins in his pocket at the end of the day was what mattered most. This African-American youngster with special entrepreneurial ability, natural gifts, talents, and a willingness to work hard put him on a path to a lifetime of self-motivation, discipline, integrity, and generosity. These qualities would bring him much personal success and blessings to his family, friends, community, and all who would come to know him. James' parents, Ella and Wilson, worked hard to provide the necessities for their family and instill in their children the principles that would equip them to achieve their hopes and dreams. With such a large family, which was not uncommon for the times, Wilson lacked a formal education. Nevertheless, he was known to be very resourceful. Ella's quiet-mannered wisdom and love provided the religious foundation for the family. She made certain that regular meals were promptly served and accompanied by prayers and the recitation of Bible verses. The children were expected to carry out their chores and to share. James' upbringing naturally gave him a strong sense of family and its importance, which he used in building his own moral and religious foundation. As the eldest son, James assumed the role of the man of the family upon the death of his father. For that he earned the deepest respect from younger siblings and younger relatives. Although he was well into manhood himself by that time, there were still brothers and sisters who needed his care and concern. Education was valued in the Jackson household as a means of getting ahead. James attended George Mason Elementary School and graduated from Maggie L. Walker High School in 1943. History was his favorite subject. Although he was an avid reader, his desire to solve daily needs in the family brought him even greater pleasure. He studied and acquired skills in the areas of tailoring, bricklaying, and many others that he learned by observing and working with others. He continued to sell newspapers until age 19, while also working part-time at Doubly Printing Company on Main Street in Richmond. In 1943, during the closing years of World War II, and at age 19, James was drafted for military service in the U.S. Army. He went through basic training at Fort Meade, Maryland, and was then stationed for 8 months at Fort Dix, New Jersey. His overseas tour of duty was spent first in England, then France, and ending in Germany in 1945. Being away from home and facing the uncertainties and challenges of the European theater of World War II was anything but easy, but he knew how to make the best of trying circumstances. An honorable discharge certificate for James is dated January 4, 1946. It was issued by the Separation Center at Fort Meade. On April 21, he married Doris Laverne Turner. In subsequent years, he found employment at Cruikshank Iron Company as he sought to provide for his young family. Staying there for 2 years would end with the beginning of what he called a life-changing decision to seek employment at the McGuire Hospital in January 1948. Faithfully, he worked as an orderly for 19 years and as a technician for 12 years. After 31 years, he retired at age 56 and never looked back. In 2003, James joined me as a member of BVA after gradually losing a considerable amount of his vision due to glaucoma. He has been an active member ever since. Ironically, until the time he joined, he was driving me regularly to and from my assignment at the BVA volunteer office in the McGuire VA Medical Center. He obviously knew from me many things about the organization before he ever became a member himself. When the time arrived for him to join, he was happy to do so. For now, James continues to bring both good humor and joy not only to his chapter and regional group, but also to his family and all who know him.